Maxwell Frost, Democratic representative, addressed the fact that in certain populations we have very low voter turnout and kind of answering the question as to why that might be. Take a look.
Showing people that government can work for them is part of what's going to help with voter turnout. There's no big secret why 50% of this country doesn't vote, right? It's because people for generations have been lied to by politicians who say, vote for me and this will happen. That's just not how our system works. And I think it's important that we have leaders who don't see themselves as just working for movements or for people, but working with people and see themselves as part of a greater whole, right? And that's the way I see myself. A lot of that comes from the fact that I've been an organizer and come from the movement world. That's the way I see myself. That's the way I see my colleagues. We're working in this institution to fight for a better world, to pass the bills we want. But we all know that to pass the bills you want, it's a math problem. And to fix that math problem, we got to get people to go out and vote a lot of these people out and switch it, right? You got to change the math.
Absolutely. And this is a good jumping off point to a discussion that I want to have and care so much about and wish we could motivate people with, which is I 100% sympathize, empathize with the feeling of hopelessness with our political system because, like Representative Frost there indicated, we've watched politicians say, I'm going to do this for you and that for you, and then they don't. And so it can feel like your vote doesn't matter if whenever you're voting, you're being lied to, if the person's not actually going to do the thing you voted them in there to do. But different than some people who take that empathy as far as, you know what, that actually kind of makes some sense. Maybe we shouldn't vote. It's the exact opposite lesson. And he seems to be on board with this idea. But we have to make sure we communicate. While it is enraging and absolutely with our vote, we should hold accountable individuals who lie to us. And I wish politicians didn't lie to us. At the end of the day, the way that we fix the problems that are causing people to not want to vote is by voting more, which is kind of a conundrum there. And I talk with people who are kind of in the younger generations. So often when I start bringing up politics, as someone who literally wants to talk about politics all the time, the answer is, I don't really care. I don't actually think I'm going to make any difference in our political system. So why would I invest time and effort into learning about it and getting motivated? And I plead with those people to change their mindset, not because, oh, it's not reasonable for you to feel that hopelessness based on the bad politicians we've had in there, but because the only way we improve our system, improve our well-being and others' well-being through our political system is by participating in it. As aggravating as this is, the only way to fix a broken system is to work within it. If you're just watching on the sidelines, the system's not going to change. And so as we see all of these issues remain unaddressed in the United States, that should not be the reason why we disengage from our political system, but the reason that we engage. Because clearly there is a need for change. And the only way you make change in a democracy is by participating in the democracy. And as aggravating as it can be, we are the ones responsible as the voters for making that happen, getting better politicians in there and paying attention closely enough so that when a politician lies to us, we get them out. Because what we see is dishonest politicians who don't follow through on the promises win re-election time and time again. Why is that? It's because we're not properly holding them accountable with our vote, and we could. And so, again, I say, this is not me judging you for if you are someone who feels not motivated to participate in politics because of the liars that so often hold these positions and the issues that year after year go unaddressed. But it is me calling you to action that there's an actual amazing future ahead of us if more people get engaged, closely monitor our politicians, and then put in better ones and get out worse ones with the power that we do have, which is our vote. Let me know what you think. Luke P. Beasley on Twitter.